guys. Well, I just wanted to jump on here real quick and share something that I find helpful. First of all, I want to thank everybody who responded to the question that I posed in the group a couple days ago. I basically just asked where you are motivation-wise, how you're doing. Some of you guys are doing really well, and then some of you guys are struggling a little bit. And if that's you, first of all, just understand that that's normal. It's normal to go through periods of low motivation, and it's normal to really struggle during this time of year, actually. So I wanted to just share something that when I learned this, it really helped me to see things a little bit differently in terms of motivation and how it works. And if you're on my email list, then I sent out an email about this yesterday and talked about it, but I wanted to just share a little bit about it here as well. And what that is the concept of motivation peaks and troughs. Now, and this comes from habit expert Dr. BJ Fogg. He is a behavioral scientist. He's a PhD. He's done lots and lots of work on habit formation. And one of the things he talks about is how it's very natural to have these peaks of motivation and then to have these troughs of motivation. And he even says that we tend to spend the majority of our time in the troughs. And he points out that when we're at a peak, we can do difficult things. But when we're at a trough, we just can't do the difficult things. So it's important that when we're trying to develop healthier habits, that we do not set ourselves up for failure by trying to do these things that are too difficult and that we cannot actually do during a time where we don't have a lot of motivation. And the point he brings up that I think is just, for me, it was profound. He said that we tend to set our goals when we are in a very high motivation state. So think about the new year, maybe you've got a new outfit, maybe you got some new gear, it's the fresh start of a new year, and you are motivated to make some healthy habits, to create some healthy habits. And so you get outside, you do a good workout, and you decide, you know what, this year I'm going to run 30 minutes every single day. Well, if you weren't running before, that's a really big leap, right? To go from no running to running 30 minutes a day is a really difficult leap to make. And you can do it when you're highly motivated, but you cannot do that difficult thing when you're not highly motivated. So it's important that we try to set goals that are going to be something we can accomplish in that motivation trough, in that low motivation time. So for those of you, I have some hope for those of you who are kind of struggling right now in the motivation department and feeling like it's really hard right now. I actually think that this is a perfect time to set some realistic goals for 2021. To not think about 2021 as being this sparkly time where you have unlimited, where it's perfect and you're always going to have motivation and you're always going to have willpower and everything's just going to be great. But instead to really understand that how you're feeling right now, if you're feeling not very if you're feeling not very motivated, is to understand that this is exactly how you're going to feel next year. And to lean into that feeling and to say, okay, when I feel like this, what can I do? I can't run the 30 minutes, but what can I do? Can I walk? Can I do 10 minutes? Can I do 5 minutes? What can I do? And once you determine what that is, one thing you need to do is prove it to yourself. Actually do that thing today. Do that thing in that low motivation state. And once you figure out what that thing is that you can do when you don't have much motivation, and frankly, when you don't have much time, because a lot of times that's the problem, is that we're just swamped with other things going on. So something that isn't too difficult and doesn't take too much time. Once you figure that out, that should be your baseline of what you can truly, realistically be consistent with in this next year. So, I encourage you to look at it that way. And I understand that may not sound super exciting, but it sounds, it just sounds a lot more sexy to think, oh, the 30-minute run, that's going to be awesome. I'm going to be just, a rock star. Of course, that's more exciting. That's the more exciting thing to think about. But if you're truly going to form a healthier habit, you've got to have that consistency there. And so if you can't be consistent with it, then it's not going to work. You're setting yourself up for failure, and then that has a negative impact on your confidence, and it just leads to this negative cycle. So what we need to do is set that baseline at that doable level that you can do when motivation is not high and when you don't have a ton of time. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And thank you again to everyone who commented on my post 2 days ago. And if for those of you who are not on my email list, I encourage you to sign up. You just go to makinghealthpriority.com/subscribe and you'll get my emails that I send out. I've got some good content planned for 2021, and I am excited to share that with you all. All right, take care.